So, welcome back to Eileen the Mastiff and the very first episode of what is going to be a weekly Q&A. So how this channel is hopefully going to work, it might change, who knows, but we're putting up the videos that you've seen so far on this channel where we're documenting our experience of raising an English Mastiff puppy Eileen. Naturally, through Instagram and those videos we get tons of questions, so Rachel's been kind of collecting those questions. She's going to pick out a few and then we're going to answer them each week. So if you've ever got questions about why we've done something that we didn't explain properly, or just questions in general, make sure you always leave them.
Something that Will's waffled about.
Yeah, what I'm waffling on about and didn't explain well enough. Any questions
He's
whatsoever?
Now.
I am waffling now. Get to the first question then.
Okay, first question then. So I thought this week we would do a theme of sort of like things in preparation for Eileen.
I like it.
Rather than on training and stuff, which obviously we've not really covered yet.
Of course.
So, first question.
Is this question for me or for us? Or?
Well, it's a question for us.
Okay. I genuinely don't know what these questions are, so I'm intrigued.
It's a question for us, but I'd kind of like your take on this one in particular.
Okay.
And that is why we chose to have another female.
So, yeah, very good question. And kind of the honest answer is that the boys were taken. My personal preference when I had our name down on that litter was for a boy, and there was 2 boys and the rest of the litter were females, and there was 2 people before me on the list for males, so there wasn't any left. So the breeder said, do you want pick of the litter of females, or would you rather wait till the next litter? We had a good conversation about it, and our plan as it stands, and again these things can always change, is that we think we're probably going to have multiple English Mastiffs, and we would have a pack of both genders in the future. So it didn't really matter whether we started with a female and have a male next, or if we started with a male and have a female next. It didn't really matter. So the honest answer is that was the honest answer. We could waffle about the differences between females and males, but I think that's actually probably a really good video for all of our other channels, with this one being specific for Eileen. That's the honest answer.
Yeah, and I think people's concern with it is like, when you've got other dogs, so obviously we've got Sully who's a male, but there's Puppy in the household who's female. Like people think about the same-sex dog thing. It's
very much, like I say, I'm not going to waffle because I'll talk about this for an hour. There is considerations around kind of same-sex aggression and things like that. My thing always, though, is that a pack dynamic can work with multiple genders, the same genders, if it's built on a really rock-solid foundation of leadership in the human's perspective. Yeah. I have never, ever had an issue with same-sex aggression, and I've had households with exclusively females, just males,
like your mum and dad have always had multiple dogs.
Yeah, and grew up with it. And yeah, I've kind of always quite naturally been good at leadership, and then as I got older I learned what I was doing, and when you build it on a rock-solid foundation of leadership, then those quabbles that might happen, quabbles? Have I just invented a word?
I'm pretty sure you've invented a word.
Did I mean quarrels, quibbles, whatever, fights, whatever, tend to not happen. And if there is any signs of it, you can nip it in the bud really quickly. So always focus on leadership, relationship and communication, and those things tend not to be an issue.
In a related question as well, quite a few people asked whether we're still planning to keep Puppy if we can, now that we've got Eileen. We were already getting Eileen, Eileen. We've
had our name down for ages.
Yeah. So, but yes, if we can keep Puppy, which we don't know.
I promise you, I'm going to share that story with you.
Either way, when it's resolved.
It's if we can keep her, we're going to keep her. If we don't keep her, it's because it's been taken out of our hands legally. It's nothing we've done. It's nothing Puppy's done. It's something that happened outside of that I can't go into.
You don't need to say it anymore.
Just be patient. I promise you, the answers come in. But if we can keep her, we're keeping her.
Yeah, we're not trying to get rid of her. We don't want to get rid of her.
And I want to keep her. Yeah.
So I thought I'd just throw that in as like a related question.
No problem. Next question.
On to question 2. A lot of people asked about her name, why she's called Eileen.
Eileen was my nan's name.
Yeah. That's basically.
I think.
I think when I put it on Instagram, I did say it's not that we don't like the name, but it's not a name that we would ever choose if we had another child and we had a little girl. It's just not a name that we would use, but we want to use it, if that makes sense. So we checked with your mum. We did ask her first. We didn't want to offend her.
Yeah.
And she loved it. And she said that your nana would love it.
Yeah.
And, I never met your nana. So.
Absolutely. And I think Like with Mabel, I like
We like
old lady names for dogs, for female dogs. I don't know why, I just think it's awesome. I think Eileen is an awesome, typically older lady's name. It would, like Rachel said, we wouldn't use it if we ever had a girl baby of our own.
Having a girl baby.
No more babies, apparently. But we were like, oh, it would make an awesome dog's name. So I was like, Mum, what do you think? She went, Nana would love it. And she thought she'd love it. So I was like, awesome, let's do it then. Little tip of the hat to my nan.
It's the same when we were deciding Mabel, isn't it? We were like, okay, we need a female name that we love, but that we wouldn't use if we ever had a child.
Yeah. Cool. Next question.
There we go. All right, so last question for today, shall we?
Yes.
Last question for today is how we're feeding her, what we're feeding her.
So I have a raw food masterclass. It's no secret whatsoever that I advocate for raw food. Now, I'm not militant with it like some raw food advocates are, but I do believe it's the best way to feed dogs. So
if you can.
If you can, yeah. If you can't feed raw for whatever reason, then I do think that you can use high quality grain-free dry food. For example, Joe, who works for us, he chooses not to feed raw, but feeds a really high quality dry food for his Labrador. I've got no kind of issue with that. We do feed raw, and Puppy and Eileen are on raw food.
She was actually on raw at the
That's what I was just about to say, yeah. She was weaned.
Well, actually, no, they
raw.
did a bit of both, didn't they? So that whatever the owners then chose. So when on day one we put a little bit of the kibble that they provided us with her food, and then after that she's just had raw.
Yeah, straight onto raw. So we get it. Some people, like our good friend Jason Corey with his Connie Corso Bruce Wayne, he goes full shebang, full preparation of raw. We have moved to like a raw food subscription type service where it gets delivered to us in bulk in trays, where it's like all done the right combination of everything that you want, minced for you. And it just makes it really easy.
It's easy, it's convenient, but also it probably is more hygienic. I know like, I had a lot of questions about us feeding raw with the kids and stuff like that. So we just keep it all separate.
Yeah.
It's all separate. We have a utility. And also, because it's all pre-packaged, there's not like the prepreration involved.
And cross-contaminations much less. And it's all good. It's all good. That's, again, a conversation for another thing. But we feed raw. She's taken to it brilliantly. And happy days. There's lots of benefits.
Yeah.
To feeding raw. Happy days. Are you happy with that? Any more questions?
Happy with that. I mean, I've obviously had loads more questions, but we'll save some for...
Okay, cool. So, if you've got questions, Instagram...
I just want to say, if you DM me, I do reply. Like, I'm not saving the answers for these videos, just that if I think it's a question that other people will want to know too, then we'll share the answer again.
Cool. Yeah, so probably the best thing is to message you on Instagram, and you'll respond, but you'll save them if you think it's a good one that everybody might want.
Or I'll respond with the answer.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So they can get it a personal answer, and then we'll come and do a public answer.
I'm trying to answer as many DMs as I can. I will just say that it is me running Eileen's Instagram. So if it's like a really, like I've had people message about following the Fenrir course and stuff, I will just direct you all to the Fenrir Instagram for that.
The whole team works on that one.
Yeah. So cool. Whereas this one is just little old me. So I can only offer you advice from like my personal perspective and my personal what's going on with Eileen. Like if it's an Eileen question, I'm in there. I'm good at that. We can do that.
Absolutely. Cool. So we'll see you on the next video here on Eileen the Mastiff.
Yes.